Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray, and we are about to check out episode 4 of Arcane. Last episode, everything happened. Vander died. Vi and Powder were separated. Not even really separated. Like, Vi kind of abandoned Powder because Powder caused the deaths of all the other orphans. Inadvertently, she threw a grenade with power she didn't understand into the room to try and fight off a juiced up monster kid that Silco had unleashed. And she ended up killing everybody in the room except for a few people, including Silco himself, a couple of his henchmen, and but she killed most of her friends other than Powder. And then Vander died after he was stabbed a couple times by Silco, and then juiced himself up to try and become strong enough to save Vi. Vi witnessed all of this trauma, and she took it out on Powder. And kind of low-key, high-key abandoned her. But when she tried to go back for her, when she thought that Silco was gonna kill her, Marcus, the enforcer, I don't know, lieutenant or whatever, I don't know what his rank is, he came out of nowhere and, rescued her. He's absolutely correct. Silco probably would have killed her, so... but I don't know for what purposes he did that. Was it a guilty conscience finally, or he just has some kind of other motive, or that kind of condescending thing that a lot of people with privilege and power will have. We'll see. I'm assuming he's taking her to the top side, and she may become an enforcer, to be honest. I think that might be what we're going to get with Vi. Powder is just going to go deeper and deeper into her rage and vengeance, and I think she's going to invent more and more destructive things for Silco and his cause, and I think we're going to get them clashing. I think it's going to end up being ultimately, I think it's going to be a war between Vi and Powder, and I don't know who's going to win, but I think a lot of people are going to lose. Say that. Alright, we'll go ahead and jump into this next episode. I'm quite excited to see what's happening. Okay. Alright, let's get started. Alright, here we go. Yeah, see, all of the artwork is like Vi versus Powder there. Okay, we're back with the professor, whose name I cannot remember or pronounce.
You wanted to see me, Professor?
Heimerdinger.
Come in, Jace. Can you believe it? Our city is about to turn 200 years old. A bicentennial.
It's shaping up to be an amazing progress day.
Oh, there's definitely been a jump.
Stanwick Padidley.
So he did create portals.
You deserve this honor.
So how long has it been?
I will do my best to make Piltover proud, Professor.
The class divide is even bigger now? Is that what I'm getting? Is it like, exponential? As it's gotten better for them, it's gotten worse for the Undercity? Okay. So he's created planetary travel, instant travel, I'm guessing. Alright, what's the new status quo? Usually in a story, after like an upheaval, you have the status quo, the inciting incident, and then a new status quo afterward. So,
Jace Tallis, the visionary behind the Hex Gates, a beacon of trade and prosperity for our great city of progress.
suddenly they're back.
Sorry. Excuse me. At your family's tent.
Yeah, she's a cop now.
Imagine the strings she pulled to have me posted here.
It's your fault, really, for not following her into a career more befitting your station.
Again, her
She'll do
outfit,
anything to
her
keep me
character
from seeing the real
design,
world.
Well, at least
they
you'll have
really
front
made the
row seats
women
to the
stand
speech.
out in this. I gotta say. I gotta say.
I'm giving the big address tonight.
Like Jace, like the most boring suit ever. The most boring suit ever. Like I think there's only a couple of men that I've seen so far that have had really cool designs. I liked Venko's design, character design. Like the monster stuff. Yeah, that's good. Like the, you know, the creature design. It's cool. So they're trying to get the shimmer off the streets. And Silco's just pumping it out. Like, what does he think? He's just supplying drugs to people. What does he think is gonna happen? Oh, they're about to get... Oh, they're about to get demolished. I'm sorry, y'all. Rip. Rip to y'all.
She's here.
I'm guessing this is Powder. She's a badass now. Oh.
I can't lose you.
I wasn't expecting that to be Vi, to be honest. She just said, let it rip. She said, fuck everybody. Girl. Actually, I don't think that was Vi. Who was that? I think she just looked like Vi with the pink hair.
Professor,
This
I'm so glad you could make it.
Wouldn't
this
visit for
thing
the
with the
world, my boy.
mustache that looks just like the
What do we have in the
professor's
dock?
hilarious.
It all began with this.
Okay.
A crystal of magical energy too volatile to be handled outside Arcane.
So they condensed the
A
crystal.
Hex-Tech gemstone.
Now, what's this thing gonna do? Oh, Lord.
Wait! Discover a way to safeguard Hex-Tech against misuse.
He's not wrong. I could see somebody killing somebody with that laser and crushing somebody with that glove. Let's be honest here. And we all know that when people get stuff, get power, they just use it as weapons.
I don't know how they got inside.
Use it for violence. It's just the way it is. It's just how people are.
Reason.
I understand.
Maybe it wasn't
There's
Marcus,
more
because this
going
is
on here than
Marcus.
just the smuggling. If I could just question him,
I'll take it from here. Since you're looking for more work, you can take the graveyard shift tonight at the fair.
Maybe he is the
Yes,
guy
sir.
in the mask,
Good.
actually.
I want this one on a boat to Stillwater Prison. Yes, sir.
Nice. I really like the design of the Undercity, too. I like both the designs. They're very different places.
She's a problem, and we all know it.
That's his daughter now. Like, I'm gonna just say that right now.
I expected better from you than excuses. What happened?
She already told you.
I'm asking
Oh,
you.
her name is Jinx now. Okay.
One of those firelight wackos was a girl with pink hair.
So he's juicing up with this stuff
Savita
into
will
his
clean up today's
eye?
mess.
Savika? That ogre couldn't clean a dust bunny with a blowtorch.
She'll suffice.
He really, like, stabbed that into his eye. She did it. Ugh. Whew. Oh, sis with the necklace is back. Love it.
Give the people a glimpse of the future.
Like, even if you don't release it now, you could show them what you're working on. And say, give yourself 5 years. It's a compromising kind of time span.
It wasn't her.
Yeah, it wasn't her. I don't know why I thought it was her too, but I was like, no, the way she acted just was not like her, even back then.
I know, just regular Johnny on the
Oh
spot.
no, did she create mechanical versions
I'm not weak.
of them? Oh girl, she is not handling well. Alright. So she's definitely gonna attack during this speech. She's definitely gonna kill a bunch of people here. And instead of using it to improve lives, they're gonna use the Hex Tech marbles to wage war on the Undercity, I'm guessing. It's gonna suddenly turn into weapons.
Good evening.
Go into weapons research.
I know
That's what
many
I'm
of you
thinking.
probably didn't expect to see me here today. And believe me, I'm just as shocked as you are.
He's feeling like he shouldn't do this.
That we will share with you when the time is right.
Okay, he showed a little restraint there. Don't die, kid. Oh, she's mad. Oh, the investors. Is Victor gonna be mad about it?
That it then? I thought that Talus boy was some kind of genius.
Oh no, it's about to kick off. Don't start another fire here. Goodness.
Get the fire brigade!
What's up with these enforcer female uniforms? Oof. She's very impulsive. I mean, that's how we ended up in this situation in the first place. She's very impulsively just does stuff and then lets the fallout happen. I'm guessing that Silco is about to feel exactly how Vander felt.
Along with some of our research.
How did it come to this?
Y'all are pieces of shit who treat people from the Undercity like garbage.
The underground being left unchecked.
We've lost touch. They may not be your preferred constituents, but they're still our people.
Of course they can.
Is he still playing with that toy?
If the right person got a hold of it, it's possible they could utilize its energy.
Do you have any idea what you've done?
Actually, I do.
It's the way that Silco has become Vander here.
Progress day!
It's the way that he has suddenly, like, realized what it means to be taking care of these kids.
I've had a break in the case.
Oh, dang. She's built. Alright.
Listen, you know how I've suspected there is a single mind behind the Undercity's violence?
One thing I've learned about the Council, they need more than just theories.
Where is
You concern yourself
Vi?
with the council's opinion.
Since I
Became a councilman?
became a counselor.
You're serious? Ceremonial position. I'd live behind a desk.
She won't want
You're
that.
right,
Like, come on. Think
I
about
just-
that.
I just want you to be safe.
Thanks, but I already have a job.
Oh, did
After
she
the
get
account, your
fired?
Parents spoke to the sheriff. This is the best I could do.
Everything about her character should have told you that she was going to reject that. Like,
That's not possible.
Why
did he
not?
get killed?
Well, there's been an incident.
What kind of incident?
The not so pretty kind.
You don't understand. I have to.
Oh, yeah, so Vi's in here. Because he was there when Vander was killed. So, obviously, this is Vi. Okay. So, how did she end up in the clink? Did Marcus kidnap her just to arrest her? Ooh, I'm gonna save you. And then he put her in jail? Or what? What happened? Ooh, she's also beefy.
Who the hell are you?
Okay, episode 4? Hold on. 1 second. Okay, that was episode 4 of Arcane. Okay, so a lot happened in this. There's been a time jump of indeterminate years, but I'm guessing at least 5, probably closer to 10. Yeah, they're in their early 20s. Like Jinx, I think, is in her early 20s. She's got to be like 23, something like that. So I think it's been about a decade, maybe more. No, I don't think more than a decade. I think probably anywhere from 5 to 10 years. I think she's about 19 to 24, because I still think she was around 14 or so, 13, 14, back when Vander died. We've gotten a new status quo. So this episode was about reestablishing the new world order, so to speak. What happened after everything happened. Hextech has blossomed Piltover into a global city of innovation and commerce, information exchange and all of that. And while the upper class has gotten more and more rich and more wealthy and more privileged, the lower class has sunk even more and become more and more disenfranchised and devolved into violence and more of a like that's kind of what happens, you know, when you have a whole section of society that considers the other part of that society to be trash. They usually just oppress them even more. Like, as the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. It's just the way a lot of these societies end up being. So we catch up with most of our characters. Mostly with Jinx, previously Powder, and she's kind of lost it. She's had absolutely no genuine mental counseling after all of the trauma and the abandonment and the violence that she saw, so she's just kind of slipped more and more into the chaotic mindset that she had previously. She's still very impulsive, like that core part of her character, that impulsivity, still there, still very much there. It's just that now she's more violent and she doesn't mind killing people even more. So she is now like the protege daughter, whatever, of Silco. Silco is, sipping his own medicine, shall we say. Like, everybody knows you don't pull from your own supply, but he's doing it, seemingly. He's injecting his eye with that garbage he put out on the street, that monster juice. I don't know what his I don't know why, but I thought that he was going to try and use that as like to kind of build a berserker army to overtake, to do a final offensive or something. But no, he literally is just putting drugs on the street and trying to build up a new empire. And interestingly, he's kind of come full circle back around to where Vander was. Like, just almost repeating line for line some of the stuff that Vander said. Like, he has become the enemy that he thought he had, which I think is very interesting, an interesting arc for his character. He hasn't quite seen it yet, I don't think. I don't think he recognizes how much he has kind of... he's not ready to face that Vander may have been right about some things. And I don't know if he ever will, because he also is a different person and the circumstances are very different. and Jinx is a very different influence. Like Vi had a different influence on Vander than Jinx, I think, is having on Silco. And I don't know what their relationship is. It's a very, very strange relationship. He obviously indulges her still quite a bit. But I don't know how far that will go. He is also starting to lose a little bit of a grip on his henchmen. I mean, Jinx absolutely unloaded on them. Shot up homeboy, who absolutely is going to betray them once his jaw is fixed. The girl with the scarred face, I'm pretty sure she's going to betray him too. Like, I don't know how much of a hold he has on the people, because I think because in their mind, right, they left Vander in order to try, because they thought that Silco would do what Vander couldn't. But Silco has just become Vander, but like just a crueler one. He's just more of an asshole. Like, at least when it was just Vander, he like was ineffective against the bourgeois or the the topsiders, but he wasn't like an asshole and cruel to them. Whereas it's like Silco is everything that Vander was except a douchebag. So, and then Jinx is completely unhinged. She's apparently made like puppets of her friends, her dead friends, that she kind of probably feels like she killed, but isn't ready to face that, and has had absolutely no support mentally or emotionally to process that kind of very specific trauma. And then so that's just stuff. And now she's attacked the square, stolen the hex tech, the new hex tech marble, stabilized stone. So now I don't know what she's gonna make with that, but I don't think it's gonna be good for anybody, to be honest. Now, speaking of hex tech, we learned that hex tech has transformed Piltover, and Jace has kind of become, a man of innovation, the master of the mechanical, and everybody's kind of had this pressure on him to always invent something new. Him and Victor is like sinking more and more into the shadow, it feels like. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if he's going to become jealous of Jace and his, him being in the light, but he also was coughing, so it's making me think that he's sick and he might not last, he might die. Maybe he's okay with being in the shadow and he's uncomfortable with being in the light. He thought he was okay back in the day. He thought he wanted to be, man on top, but now that they're getting closer and closer, maybe he's realizing that he doesn't like it. Or maybe he does want it and he'll become jealous and betray Jace. I don't know where that's going. Or maybe he'll be, true blue. Maybe I was totally mistaken about him and when I first met him and I didn't trust him. Maybe he'll actually like really, stand behind Jace and really like support him. Jace, I think, feels like he's starting to be in over his head. He wasn't expecting this counselor position. I don't know how he's going to handle that. The way he thinks is very different from the other counselors. I don't think he thinks, at least so far, he doesn't think about his inventions as a way to gain more power. He's still maintaining that need to use his inventions to improve lives. But I think that it comes with a kind of arrogance to think that, one, people aren't going to use his inventions for weapons, including the other counselors. I think it comes with a lot of naivety. He also has that kind of callousness that, again, privileged people have, where never did he really genuinely try and engage with the people in the underground. None of these people are. And then now they're like, oh, they can't be controlled. And it's like, well, I mean, they're not your constituents, you know, or they're your constituents and blah, blah, blah. They're not the ones you want to think about. Like, yeah, I wonder why they're super angry right now. Like, you've just gotten richer and richer and richer, and you're in the lap of luxury, and they're just in the fucking mud. Like, wonder why they're rebelling. Like, wonder why they're blowing shit up. I don't know why, you know, like, so, I think he's a part of that. He's culpable of that. Like, Jace is as naive and hopeful as he is. I think he's a part of the problem too, because none of these people are actually doing anything to help the underside, to bridge that gap. And it's just going to get worse. They're just going to start using this stuff. I know it in my heart. They're just going to start using this stuff to tear through the lanes. They just are. He also like underestimated the, I guess, drive that Caitlin, I think Kate has, to try and, you know, be a cop or do good as a cop, you know, whatever that means. She's going to, I think he might, I don't know if he'll lose her, but I think he'll, they haven't connected like they did when they were kids. And I wonder if all of this stuff in her investigation into the underworld is going to drive even more of a wedge between them. I don't know what's gone on with Mel, the councilwoman or the counselor, but she, I don't know what her game is in making Jace a councilman and raising the House Talus. I don't know what that's about. It feels shady. Like, she was not happy that he did not show his new invention for the investors. She was not happy about it. So I can't trust this reward. It feels like she might be setting him up to take the fall for everything or something. Like, that's what it feels like. She feels kind of very snake-like. So, all right. Well, oh yeah, and Vi. We met Vi again finally at the very end. She's in the clink. I don't know what happened between her and Marcus. I hope that next episode we'll get some flashbacks so that we could see what her life has been and how she ended up where she ended up. I'm quite curious about that. Yeah, we'll have to see. All right, I think that's everything for this episode. We'll go ahead and jump into the next one. I should have time, I think, for one more. And then probably we'll have to take a break. But we'll go ahead and end it there. Make sure to, you know, of course, it's YouTube. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want. Give me a comment. Let me know what you guys were thinking this far into the series. We're kind of in new territory now, so I'm guessing the next episodes are going to really ramp up. We were just kind of setting the scene again after the upheaval of last episode. We're establishing the new status quo, and now we're going to take off. I'm ready. All right, I'll catch you guys next time.
Whatever, all this ever, but you long gone, it don't matter.